In relationship, we have the Emperor reversed, then we have the Five of Cups, and then we have the Empress reversed. So it really feels like in relationships that people aren't working from their best space. I mean, the Emperor reversed is really kind of like a dictator. It's really ruling for self indulgence. For personal gain only, and not for the betterment of the community and for the health of all involved. And the Empress in reverse is really feeling a lack of creativity, a lack of fertility, a lack of beauty. And that's really interesting that this is coming in, especially when we had the Nine of Discs upright in May. So I have two people here who could be in conflict, but also in a way could also be in cahoots, you know. Because Cancer, I don't necessarily feel like you are either one of those people. I do feel like they're trying to inflict something on you that you have to be strong and keep your boundaries so that they can't get what they want, because it's not in your best interest. So make sure that you stay strong and you follow your gut and you follow your intuition and what you know is right. And it might be hard to do so because you feel out of balance. So that's why I say it's really important to find a foundation. Also, I wouldn't look to the past for it, because we do have the Five of Cups showing up, and the Five of Cups is not seeing the bounty you have, but being forlorn over what you have lost. So don't focus on that. Focus on what you were building and what you were creating. That's the most important thing, is look forward, or actually not even look forward, look around at what you have right now, even though it may seem really, really bleak, and some people might be trying to bring you down in a way by focusing on, you know, the loss that you have had. I do feel like there's going to be a couple people, not just one, but a couple people who are going to turn their backs on you. Not necessarily shunning you, but acting and reacting in ways that you hadn't anticipated. And that will feel like they've turned their backs on you. So they're still, in a way, going to be there for you, but instead of them supporting you, they are going to try... they're going to be, I think, verbally abusive. They could even try to distance you from people who are helpful. But it's really important to keep your balance and set your boundaries. In work, we have the Page of Cups, the Magician reversed, and then the Knight of Cups. So this is actually kind of a respite from what's going on with relationships, personal relationships. We do have the Magician reverse, and once again, I feel like this is kind of a common thread through all of June for you, is that somebody, once again, is not acting in your best interest, is working from a place of self-interest, and is willing to bring you down so that they can gain. So at work, too, you have to be very diligent in your work and what you are doing, and make sure that no one is trying to take away from you what you have worked hard for and what is rightfully yours. What I do love is that we have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, and so it's this emotional feeling, and both of them are in the upright position. So it's a sweet energy, it's a helpful energy. But what I do see is that the younger energy, the more wholesome energy, wants to help you. The Knight of Cups energy wants to help the Magician. All right, so it's not helpful to you, it's helpful to the other person. So with this, I can definitely say, be careful what you say, and be careful who you share information with, and be careful who you trust, because there's a snake in the grass, okay, who's taking your information and filtering it to someone else. But there's also someone there who's helping you out. But how are you going to find out which one is which? So diligence, keep your boundaries, be strong. All right, in abundance, we have the Eight of Wands, which is nice to see. the Knight of Wands, and then the Lovers reversed. So this is what what I see with this is you may have made a contract, you may have made a deal with somebody that is not helpful to you, that is going to fall through, that isn't going to work. However, there are choices to get out of it. There are ways for you to keep moving forward and in a positive direction, breaking this contract, breaking this binding, and moving forward. But you have to be on fire. You have to speak your mind, be very clear about it, and push, push, push. Okay? And you're going to have a lot of choices to make. And so this is once again why it's so important for you to turn that temperance upright and say, okay, this is who I am, this is my foundation, and this is what I need, and I'm going to stick to it, and this is how I'm going to do it to get out of this contract, to get out of this situation that you're in that is just sucking your energy, sucking your finances. I mean, it's draining your life. And the way to do that is to push forward, be creative about it, be bold, be bold. And then in the mind-body-soul connection, I think after all of this, you will definitely need to take a break. You're going to need to take a break. You may need to call in some help, maybe an attorney, maybe a financial advisor, a counselor, somebody who knows what they're doing. And it could even just be, calling, it's like I got this sense of like a teacher, an old teacher, school teacher of yours, but somebody who knows the ropes a little bit better than you do. And they're going to help you kind of like make decisions and help you make the right decision for you. And it really is saying, this load that you are carrying, you can find somebody who will help you with it. That at this point, you've kind of exhausted what you know and what you can do. So you just have to ask for help from the right people. But before you do that, find your grounding. That's the most important thing. Find your grounding, find your center, and then ask for it. Don't ask for it when you are, in water sinking. You have to get your breath back and get your stroke back before you drown, and then say, hey, a little help here, and it will come. All right, so we're going to call on the angels just for some added guidance. Cancer is going to have some challenges in June. What guidance do you have to help them through it so they can get through it in a clean, quick way, and they can come out even better than ever, stronger, and in a more abundant, helpful space than when they started? This one. Vacuum away fear. How interesting, because that was the collective energy, I believe, the last readings I did, so that was for mid-May. Call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. So this one is going to go hand in hand with this Knight of Wands. Be fearless. Go forward. Take action. Don't be afraid. You know what you need to do. I mean, Cancer, you're one of my most intuitive signs. You know things before other people do. You know how people feel before they even know it sometimes. So use that energy that you know and vacuum away the fear and make some decisions.
Okay, so here we are. Cancer. In the center, we have the Lovers reverse. So this is a break of contract. And this makes complete sense with the Three of Swords happening. Like you're not accepting the fact that somebody has done you wrong or is doing you wrong. And it's hard to acknowledge that because you love them and you want to believe in the best. However, it's going to come to light. You're going to see it mid-June. Mid-June is going to just like smack you in the face of something that is not working when it comes to a contract, when it comes to a relationship in your life. It is no longer serving your purpose. It is not raising you to your higher good. It is like an anchor and it's holding you back. So it will come to the light. And you will recognize, and especially because we have the Ten of Pentacles here, you will recognize that it's just not fulfilling, this relationship, somebody in your life. And for a lot of you, I mean, having the Lovers and the Ten of Discs there, it has to do with family, it has to do with love. So it could be a partner that is no longer in the right space for you to be with. But I also feel like there's family members that you are just having to let go and say, nope, I cannot help you anymore. I cannot be in the position of caretaker for you in a way. Like when I say caretaker, I don't necessarily mean that you're taking care of them, but the nurturer. That's what I'm looking for, more of the nurturer. That they are just sucking you dry. It's just no longer, it's making you sick. Cancer. It can make you actually physically ill, but definitely spiritually, emotionally, it's sucking you dry. And so you're going to have to cut it. You're going to cut it. When it comes to career, we have illusion reversed. So, once again, the truth is coming out. You're breaking free of illusion of what you wanted and what you needed. I think there's been a conflict between the two of want and need. And now you're starting to see the truth of the situation when it comes to your work, where you need to go, what you need to do, and how you need to do it. So you're no longer living in this kind of, in a way, a fantasy, but in this obsession that you have of how a job should be, what a job should look like, how you should live. You're breaking free of that and seeing the truth of the work you need to do now. And then we have the Ace of Discs in reverse. And so these two I feel are really linked. It's like this breakage of the illusions that you've had, of the obsessions you've had, have been draining you, have really been draining you. And so now you have to turn it upside down and turn it to right. And upside down is turning it, turning your abundance upright. Okay, so there is a position that you need to really look at and see if it's good for you, because I feel like you might be passing something up on the basis of, oh, that's not me, that will never make me happy. Look at it, give it a second glance and see if it is, because that opportunity that you pass up could actually be very lucrative. And the Ace of Discs also is kind of saying, too, that by breaking this illusion, you're going to have to kind of start over when it comes to your abundance. Cancer, for the Five of Cups, when it comes to your body, soul, spirit connection, it's don't focus on the negative, focus on the beauty, and be filled with gratitude for the letting go of these things that are no longer working. Because by letting them go, you're allowing what really needs to come in to come in. And I know it's a hard and painful cut of the ties, but you have to do this in order to follow your path, your soul calling, and open up your heart space. So this is actually a huge blessing in disguise. All right, so let's call on the Noah Nafu deck for some added guidance. These are the visionary cards. Cancer, what added guidance do we have for Cancer? Self-portrait. Holy moly, Leo got this too. So you might be linked with a Leo end of June. Let me read this to you. This painting symbolizes the mirror of the soul, of consciousness, and how we relate to that which surrounds us. It is about simultaneously looking within ourselves and taking in our externalities in order to achieve balance and oneness with the universe. Even though we exist in the material world, we are capable of reaching beyond and realizing our highest and most divine ideals, and in so doing, freely transitioning between physical, ethereal, and visionary realms. All right, so go in and out. Cancer, there's no greater sign than you who can go in and out of the different realms. You are the high priestess. You are the moon. You are Cancer. So go in and out of the different realms of your reality, of your consciousness, of your spirituality, to really gain knowledge of where you need to go and who you need to be. There is going to be a break of people, there's going to be a break of work. Things are shifting, and it needs to happen to raise you higher. These things are holding you back. Even though you may love them, enjoy them, and think they're wonderful, it's time to move on and break through that ceiling and rise.